Hi there. I hope folks are doing all right. Today I'm going to talk about AI Slop. It's artificial intelligence Slop, SLOP. It's a term that's used to refer to anything that's generated, using AI models. So in the beginning, if you remember the original goals of computing, the goal of computation was historically precision. But we are hitting a weird psychological wall. It turns out that when you hand a human being something that is flawlessly constructed, they actually don't feel comfortable with it. So if they see, a piece of text that is that has maybe a cadence that is too perfect, if the beat is too perfect, if the grammar is kind of the grammar is right, but you have some assumptions about who is writing it, and then you find that there is some incongruity between the cultural background of this person and what that person is writing. So there is a gap that people can identify, and their first reaction is they recoil. They would say that this piece of content has AI smell, whether it's an image or whether it's a piece of writing or even whether it's music. So why is that happening, and how is the market reacting to it? So first, people don't seem to be critiquing the actual content of the information. It's more about the form, maybe. The facts may be fine, you know, and but too often they will just disregard something, because not read something just because it's got AI smell. Even if the content is great, even if the content is useful for them. So if you think about search, okay, if for example I use AI models a lot to search, coding things, and I've never been to to Google for years now to look for information about anything related to computing, whether it's code or whether it's explaining of concepts and things like that. Simply because when I like to get the information directly. I just write the questions, I get the answers. So here in this situation, I won't even judge, I mean, if the answer is feels AI or not, because the focus is only on the content. And I wonder if I am in a minority case, or set, if I'm in a minority set, or if other people actually feel the same way. But anyway, the market is reacting to this phenomenon of AI slop in very interesting ways. They are now actually there are builders who are commodifying the floor. Okay, so we are, I feel, walking in an era of what I call, engineered imperfection or engineered vulnerability, where you actually spend compute in trying to bend content, so that it feels human, so that it is humanized. So there's some irony in it, because you need to find a language of imperfection, study how imperfections happen, and then try to inject it in content. A lot of musicians may actually understand this if they are using, for example, Pro Tools or a lot of the audio recording tools, and they try to play too much with, with the frequencies of a singer's voice, or even try to make the notes of instruments very perfect, and try to make a singer's singing exactly right on the dot for every beat and things like that. Very soon, the musical piece appears to be quite artificial, and it loses some of its organic character. Um, so, so that's something to talk to think about. How far can you spend money just to align your product, or what your AI system produce, so that they are humanized. I personally don't think it's a good use of compute, but I think there are lots of builders, lots of makers who are actually trying to make that happen, and it's going to touch every automation industry, even humanoids in the home, things like that. So that's something to keep in mind. Well, that's all I had to talk about, today. But if you want to experiment, directly, and think about this, you can, visit one of or test several frontier models, and just try to make them generate text with mistakes in them, and try to make sure that the mistakes are very natural, okay, in the sense that they're hard to detect. The other side of things, if you want to look at historically what was happening, there is a concept that I feel is relevant. It's called Wabi-sabi, and that's another example where, for cultural reasons, imperfections are celebrated. Okay, so in the East, in Japanese culture, maybe Chinese culture as well, if you have like pots that are broken, you can actually stick them together in one piece, and then inject some gold paste in between, so that it actually looks nice, and it's an art form. Um, you know, so so maybe we'll have some wabi-sabi in AI behavior, and that will have that will be a value added process. It's just ironical to me to find it feels like there is some irony here, but it's interesting though. Okay, so I think that's what I had to say about this AI slop. Um, if you want to check out one of the personal software I wrote to help me make these little, let's call it podcasts, okay, you can actually visit this website, and you'll find a tool that I made to not so long ago. You can just check it out, and part of it is free to use. And if you want to inject AI stuff, that's where the costs come in. It's because I've got to pay for the AI backend. Okay, so just try it out. All right. Okay, that's all I have for today. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.